Prosecutors say they'll seek the death penalty in the case of a murdered Richmond police officer.
A high school is remembering a recent graduate found shot to death in Lexington last night.
We'll show you what a hearing today revealed about the case each side is building involving a mother accused of killing her child with vinegar.
This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. 2 people could end up on death row in connection to a Richmond police officer's murder.
Raleigh Sizemore is charged with murder and Gregory Ratliff is charged with complicity in the death of Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis. Prosecutors said today they'll seek the death penalty against both men. 2 others charged in the case were also arraigned. WKYT's Victor Puente has more on the hearing in our top story at 5.
These 4 were arraigned in circuit court after being indicted on multiple charges. We now know that 2 of them could be facing. These 4 were arraigned in circuit court after being indicted on multiple charges. We now know that 2 of them could be facing the death penalty. Police say on November 4th, Raleigh Sizemore was waiting on the other side of a door and shot Officer Daniel Ellis in the head during a robbery investigation. He's charged with murder and robbery.
And so we would enter pleas on all of the charges of not guilty.
Investigators say Gregory Ratliff led Ellis into that back bedroom and told him no one else was in the apartment. He's charged with complicity to murder. In circuit court this morning, Commonwealth's attorneys said they would seek the death penalty for both men. The 2 people who are also charged in that robbery that led to the search were in court. Attorneys for Rita Creech and Carl Banks asked to have their bonds reduced. Those requests were denied. Judge William Klaus told the court he realized this case could be lengthy.
I want to assure everyone that it's the intention of this court to move the case along as quickly as possible, but reasonably so. I have been made aware, and I agree that we want to do it right. We want to do it right, and that may take some time. At the time of his arrest, Raleigh Sizemore was out on parole from a meth lab conviction from 2012. He was sentenced to 10 years, but only served 3 of it. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The next hearing in that case is scheduled for February, but the judge told the attorneys they could file motions before then.
We are learning more today about a teenager shot and killed last night. 18-year-old Jamal Gossett was found dead in an SUV on Kent Drive. He recently graduated from Bryan Station High School, where teachers and students were mourning his loss today. WKYT's Hillary Thornton shows us how Gossett is being remembered.
Lexington's latest homicide victim, 18-year-old Jamal Gossett, graduated from here at Bryan Station High School just last year. Some of his former teachers describe him as a good student who loved basketball and had an infectious smile.
All of us in the building, we just are in shock. You know, he was never in trouble. He was just a good kid, and it's just so hard to believe.
The 18-year-old was found dead in the driver's seat of an SUV last night in the middle of Kent Drive. The Fayette County coroner says Gossett died from a gunshot. Lexington police investigated out at the scene for several hours Sunday night. So far, no word on any possible suspects in this case. Today, grief counselors are on hand at Bryan Station as both students and staff deal with the news that one of their recent graduates was shot and killed.
You know, I really wanted to tell his family and all of his close friends, the graduating class of 2015, that we love them and we're here for them if there's anything that they need. We're just in so much shock as a school community. We're a family here at Bryan Station, and you know, this is definitely a tough loss for all of us.
I'm told since graduating high school here, Gossett was working at the Penn Station over on North Broadway, not far from the school. Some teachers here say they often stopped in there to catch up with their former student. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
While in school, Gossett was a member of the educational enrichment program known as Black Males Working.
The case of a mother accused of killing her son went back before a judge this morning. Prosecutors say Dia Adams gave her 5-year-old a lethal dose of vinegar, while Adams' lawyers say something else killed the little boy. As WKYT's Mark Barber tells us, depositions heard in court today show the case that each side is building.
The prosecution is still building their case against Tia Adams. Through today's depositions in circuit court, we're learning new insight about how the prosecution might argue their case when it goes to trial. Adams is charged with reckless homicide in connection to the death of her son Joseph. Investigators say the boy died back in December of 2011 after she tried to make him drink 3 glasses of vinegar. Joseph's parents say he was born with an intestinal disease and he had most of his colon removed, so they had to watch what he ate, especially dairy products. We're told his mother made him drink the vinegar after she realized he had milk, chocolate, sprinkles, and butter. The defense appears to be building a case that would say Joseph died from asphyxiation, possibly after eating those foods. On the other hand, the prosecution is bringing in medical experts who think that the vinegar caused Joseph to die from metabolic acidosis. Dr. Kristen Rolfe, the medical examiner who performed Joseph's autopsy, says his mother is to blame for his death.
I believe this child died as a result of an assault.
It is taking quite some time for this case to go to trial because attorneys say it is such a rare case. Adams' defense attorney says it is the only case of its kind in the U.S. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
The doctor says she found bruises and cuts on the boy's body, so she thinks Joseph's mother forced him to keep drinking the vinegar even after he started fighting back.
A woman accused in a 4-year-old murder case pled not guilty today. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Montgomery County, where Natasha Martin was arraigned this morning. She's charged with murder and robbery in the 2011 death of Paul Brewer. 2 others, Cody Hall and Nikki Miller, face the same charges in that case. A Laurel County grand jury has indicted 2 people for abusing a 4-month-old baby. The baby's mother, Bessie Sizemore, and Michael Hinson were indicted on criminal abuse and assault charges. Investigators say the child was treated for shaken baby-type injuries at Kentucky Children's Hospital in September. The Times-Tribune reports Sizemore and Hinson were also indicted for abuse and assault for abusing another child. In Powell County, police say a man threatened to shoot an officer during a chase. Stanton police say that Casey Creech ran from the scene of a traffic stop on Saturday night. When an officer caught up with Creech, we're told he pushed his finger into the officer's stomach and said he'd shoot him. Police say that Creech also bit the officer. He faces several charges, including assault and terroristic threatening.
Well, after a cold couple of days, we have nicer weather rolling in. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here now with our Thanksgiving week forecast. How about it, Chris?
Yeah, off and running on a very nice note. You know, we're kind of a sucker for sunsets around here. Check out this one as we kick off that Thanksgiving week, and beautiful blue skies after a very cold start to the day. Those readings this morning down into the teens in most areas. Right now 45 degrees here in Lexington. Winds are now switching around. Notice coming at us from the southwest at around 9 miles an hour. Overall, that will be a milder wind that will blow over the next several days. Not so mild out there this evening with most areas into the 40s. Cloud bank to our northeast producing snowflakes into parts of West Virginia and Ohio. That's on the leading edge of that milder air that fights its way on into town. And it will stay with us through Thanksgiving Day. It's once we get into Thanksgiving weekend that we start to see some changes beginning to push on into town. And I will break those changes down when I come back here in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. The Wildcats play their last home game Saturday against Louisville.
And it could be the final game of the football season for the Cats as well. WKYT's Rob Bromley's here to show us and tell us what's at stake. Rob?
Well, the final game of the regular season, so much on the line as Kentucky goes for win number 6 against arch rival Louisville. The Cats finally snapping their losing streak at 5, whipping Charlotte Saturday 58-10. Now in the final game, a win can definitely make them bowl eligible. It's extremely important for a program that's building.
You know, we need the practices. I think we're getting better as the season goes on. We're developing younger players. We're getting better. We need the work. You know, as you know, we get to some stretches in the season with the depth of our team. We get beat down at times, but with a little bit of time off and to get back and basically have another spring practice would be huge for us.
So it is the Cats and the Cards. A win punches a bowl ticket for sure. Saturday afternoon, it'll start at noon on the SEC Network. And John Calipari's Wildcats get back on the court tomorrow night They will do so as the #1 team in the country. They play Boston University. As expected, the Wildcats moving up to the top spot today after North Carolina's loss. They are #1.
Thank you, Rob. And the Cats hosting Boston University tomorrow night. Tip-off will be at 9 o'clock in Rupp Arena. The city of Brussels, Belgium remains on high alert for a third day. Authorities have stepped up security because of a serious and imminent threat. Heavily armed soldiers patrol the streets while schools, businesses, and subways are closed. Overnight, security forces carried out more than a dozen raids, but did not find the man suspected in the Paris attacks.
Salah Abdeslam is not among the persons arrested during the searches.
In all, 21 people were arrested in those raids. 47 million people are expected to travel for Thanksgiving. And after the Paris attacks, many of them, understandably, are anxious about security.
Jamie Yuka shows us what airports are doing to make sure everyone gets to their destination safely.
Mimi Garza is heading from New York to San Antonio, Texas. She got to LaGuardia 2 hours early, knowing security would be tight.
I'd rather have the delays and be safe than, to be rushed and then be, in a more compromising position.
Tougher screening is in place for all travelers, even those with pre-check. TSA workers will take extra time to go through the bags of an estimated 25 million air travelers this Thanksgiving holiday.
Multiple layers of security are in place at TSA checkpoints. The TSA says some measures can be seen, but others can't.
The Department of Homeland Security says there are no credible threats against the United States right now. But major U.S. cities are on alert following the terror attacks in France. The Department of Transportation says it is talking to federal agencies every day.
All of us are very focused on security every day, and of course, perhaps at a higher level now.
New York is increasing its counterterrorism capabilities by adding almost 50 police officers to patrol rail lines. There are also extra officers at tourist destinations and bus terminals. But former FBI agent Manny Gomez says people should not just be relying on the government to keep them safe.
We need to be alert and be aware of our surroundings, and if anything strange is going on, report it to the authorities.
His advice, be patient and have a plan just in case. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, New York.
And TSA agents point out that just a simple water bottle left in a bag can cause delays, so they're asking you to be mindful to help speed up security lines. If you are flying this holiday week, you might spend extra time on the plane while it's on the ground. An Associated Press analysis found planes spent about 23 minutes taxiing between gates and runways in the first 9 months of the year. That is a 50-second increase over last year. The top offender is Chicago's O'Hare Airport, which is undergoing a taxiway and runway reconfiguration.
The family of a Muslim student arrested and suspended after taking his homemade clock to school says he was mistreated and deserves $15 million. Lawyers from Ahmed Mohammed's family is asking for $10 million from the city of Irving, Texas, and another $5 million from the Irving Independent School District. President Obama invited Mohammed to the White House after he made national headlines. A foundation offered to pay for Mohammed's education in Qatar, and his family has since moved there.